Hello, guys. Welcome to another session for our discussion. Today, we are talking about something that's very important. So, it's long distance relationship. What we have captioned darling from a distance. So, your love who is at a distance. How do you deal with this? Of course, we all know what long distance relationship is. But first of all, I would like to say that I'm not an expert in this topic. I'm just sharing my few days experience and then my opinion about it. You may have a different opinion, so what I want you to do is to let me know if you agree or you disagree, or perhaps you have some other additions that we cannot learn from. Go down to the comment section and let me know. Okay, so we can both share ideas. All right, so back to the topic, long distance relationship. The first thing that comes to mind, you would want to find out how it comes about. I should say that sometimes it's right from the beginning, the onset of the relationship. So you meet a guy or you meet a woman, and then as you get to know each other, you realize that, okay, so his job or his location is far from where you are. So in that instance, you have options, you have an opportunity to think through, to decide whether you want it or not. But there are other instances where it comes along in the course of the relationship. So you have started relationship together either as married couple or as, courting partners, and then in the course of the relationship, somewhere along the line, one of you have to relocate. Okay, so long distance relationship can come from the beginning and from the onset, or as an introduction in the course of the relationship. Right, now let's look at how you would need to approach it. How do you approach it? What do you need? What are some of the things that come constantly, as elements of long distance relationship? The first thing I would want to say is trust. For any long distance relationship to last, you need one ingredient. Without it, no matter how much you do, you cannot succeed. This is trust. You should learn to trust your partner who is far away from you, and you should learn to give your partner a reason to also trust you. Okay, not to say that you should be, spoken his or her affairs. So because it's trust, every minute call him or her, where are you, what are you doing? It's a no. You stand on the person's neck, and over time it becomes uncomfortable. The person will be tired of you and will start avoiding you. But if you develop trust, you yourself would rather feel relaxed knowing that you are at peace with whatever your partner is doing elsewhere, and that you have no doubt whatsoever that something wrong or something untoward is happening on your blind side. Again, you would want to you would want to be independent. For a long distance relationship to last, one of the things that you need to develop is to be independent. So for instance, like I said, with the two different scenarios, if you happen to stay or abide with your partner for some time before the introduction of the long distance relationship, then you would have known your partners and more. That situation is much more easy to handle other than the one from the onset. So then you learn to develop over time how to do little things on your own. Taking care of the home, if you're a guy, cooking for yourself, cleaning up your room, laying your bed, some little things that you should be able to do on your own independently. so that when you are away, you will not miss your partner too much, or you will not be constantly calling your partner and then, you know, having that gap, because the little things that she or he was doing whilst you were together is obviously absent because the person is not, your partner is not around, and then you on your own, you are not able to do these little things. Okay, so even if you are a lady, some of these little things you should be able to do on your own. Your cylinder is empty, I mean the gas for cooking, your partner usually gets it for you. So doesn't mean that if your partner is away, you cannot do this by yourself. You should, you know, be able to live independently. There's very little things you should be able to do on your own. So we've spoken about trust, we've spoken about being independent. Now, what are, of course, the obvious elements or characteristics of long distance relationships? We all know loneliness, you know, temptation to go behind your partner. These are, you know, characteristics of the long distance relationship. But what do you need, you know, to maintain the relationship even when your partner is away? What are the ingredients or the elements that you need? What things do you need to do so that even though you are not together regularly with your partner, you still get to stay or remain in the marriage? So one of these I would want to start with is communication. Of course, I presume that this is the most important, communication. Yeah, so the first thing I want us to consider is communication. Okay, so because you are not together, you would require constant communication. And in our modern day and age, it's a little bit easier for us. We have so many options. So telephone calls, video calls, WhatsApp, Zoom, Snap, so many options. But the basic fact is that you should keep constant communication so that you kind of limit the gap. So the person hears from you often, you hear from the person often, and so you tend to limit the gap. The next thing I want us to consider is also another important factor, what I will call keeping the routine. Okay, so you need to keep a routine, especially if you have been together for some time and now you are separated, not separated in the relationship but by distance. So you would need to keep the routine. So if you used to say good morning to each other with a kiss, you need to do that over the phone. Call him, call her, do that over the phone. If you used to pray together at a certain time in the day, try and keep to that routine. Call over the phone and then pray over the phone. So keep that culture of your regular routine, even though you are not in the same space. Keep that routine over the phone. So call the person and then do whatever it is that you do over the phone, right? That's the second point. The third point is that you need to be openness. So you keep everything plain and, you know, open to each other. So share your day with each other, and because there is an element of temptation between, you know, getting yourself entangled in any other encounter with the opposite sex, sharing the day and staying open serves as some form of security, so that, okay, you share your day with your partner. Today I went to work, I met some lady, we spoke about this, we spoke about that, and then your partner knows. And because you know you have told your partner, you wouldn't want to do anything that you will not be able to tell your partner about. I don't know if you get what I mean. So because you are open and then you share whatever experience it is with your partner, then you are able to stay safe. So it serves as some form of security. So stay open. So openness is very important because it serves as some form of security for you, because you know that you have shared the information with your partner, so you would not want to, you know, repeat or say something or do something that it will be difficult for you to tell. So that's your security. So openness is very good. Let's talk about another point, another important thing. That is to avoid having it one-sided. So, for instance, if you are the guy or you are the lady, you would always expect the other person to do the talking or do the calling or do the, keeping the routine and all that. So the person would eventually feel tired and would also stop. So it shouldn't be left for, just one person, because I am the one who is not around. I should be the one calling, or I should be the one, keeping up, or perhaps because I'm the one that's at home, I should be the one calling, I'm the one keeping up, and it gets tiring. So you should not make it one-sided. It should be balanced. So both parties do your parts, and then ensure that the two. So both parties do your parts, and then ensure that you have a good, lasting relationship, regardless of your distance. Another point I would want us to consider is memories. Keeping memories. So because you are not always together, I don't know, perhaps for the sake of your situation, you may have yourself coming together once a week, once a month, once every year, as you should be able to create memories of any form, taking pictures, visiting tourist sites, going to the beach, something that would be in the mind of your partner when you are not around. This for me is something that personally I've experienced. So I'm not a camera person. Those who know me understand, they know that I am not a camera person. So I'm not used to videos, phone calls, and this online stuff. I'm not used to it. But I believe that because the nature of my job sometimes creates distance between us, myself and my partner. So she is into cameras and pictures and all that. She is into cameras and pictures and all that. So whenever I'm around, I make sure that I make myself available so that we take them. So whenever I'm around, I make sure that I make myself available to, capture some of these things, memories, pictures, videos. Even though on my own, I may not opt for that, but for the purpose of, staying together and then having some memories to hold on in my absence. You take pictures, visit sites, go to places together, have a good time outside the home, so that when you are not around or when you are apart, you can always fall back on the previous memories. So finally, I want to talk about keeping intimacy. How do you keep intimacy when you are away? It's also an important factor to maintain the relationship. So, do things that will keep you emotionally connected, okay? But then you need to be careful. I'm talking about, sending naughty chats, photos, private videos and all that. But in this modern day and age, you should be cautious in doing some of these things so that you don't end up putting your stuff somewhere that you would regret. Yeah, so it is very important, but again, you need to be careful in this very area. It's very sensitive, but it's equally important. You don't want to leave your partner to be, thinking and wondering how to survive when he or she is away. So both of you should agree what works for you and then do it safely and cautiously. Nowadays, you know what these fraudsters can do with some of this information. So private photos, private videos, private text messages, anything that would keep you emotionally connected, with respect to intimacy. And then as you maintain that, you would be able to still keep the fire burning in the course of the relationship. You should keep both partners, yourself and your partner in prayer. So finally, you should keep your partner in prayer. So remember that some of these things is difficult to overcome. So as God grants you the strength and the grace, you remember your partner in prayer so that you can both survive. So this is my little take on a very important topic today, long distance relationship. Let me know what you think about down there in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this session and it's been worth your time. See you some other time. Cheers.